Hi, this is Bobby at TV Repair with a video for a customer whose board we serviced back in November 2019. Today is mid-February, and he came back maybe end of January, somewhere there, saying that it doesn't work again. And we were told that the board was, actually I don't remember even now, he sent it second time, like the TV was coming on but there was nothing on the screen, no image or whatever. When the board came, we held it and I explained that, but I'm going to say it again for the customer. The board has been sitting here for a couple of days because this is all that we had about this board. We knew which zip code it was coming from, we knew which date it came, and we had absolutely no idea who does it belong to and what does it do. And because that happens more or less all the time, there was no notes inside, there was nothing that would tell us, well, other than the service date. And if we could have started searching, maybe we would have found whether we sold the board or repaired the board on that day. It's not that easy, it's time consuming, and when we do have a lot of work, we just set them aside and wait for somebody to call and say, where the hell are my boards? And we say, who the hell are you? So that was the case, it was delayed, but right out of the box, as I explained, that disconnector was broken, the one that goes for the Bluetooth driver, and it's trickier to test without that. It had to be replaced, and normally we would charge about that. Again, physical damage, we ended up replacing the whole connector, but other than that, the board worked out of the box. It is still working. We didn't do absolutely anything other than to replace that connector. This is Katy Perry, and this has been going on, this is maybe the third time we test the board. It is normal for people to assume that when something doesn't work, it is the same thing. And in all fairness, in this particular case, it is not out of the question. The reason was that board had a damage. This is a similar board on which I'm going to explain what the problem was. So underneath that heatsink, there is a main processor. It sits here and can be seen in many other videos. I have another board right there, very similar, and we have heatsink on top of it. Let me see those to know. Underneath that is it's solidly stuck, so I'm not going to show it now. Actually, I do have a bunch of them. Anyhow, there is a processor that sits right here, and all the contact points for it are underneath it. It's called BGA packaging because this is called ball grid array. The contact between the board and the processor is above it is made through some very small simple balls, and sometimes, as you can see right here, the contact pads, it can be on the board, it can be on the processor itself, but this is a good example here. Oh, come on. Okay, this is a good example. Sorry about that. Okay, you see them. You can see how the track comes to that little circle and there's nothing silver. The silver circle that you see is just a copper track that is covered with alloy, with solder, and when the solder melts on top of that, it makes a good contact. But usually when people try to take processors, first the heat sinks off without heating them, they literally can